How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. Real quick, so today we're going to be discussing the passing of Gilly the Kid's son, YNG Cheese. We're going to be discussing his passing. I took a couple of days to actually make this actual topic for us to speak on, because as always, I knew that people are going to be ignorant or say things that I considered to be ignorant. The people aren't ignorant. You know, sometimes we say things. Yeah, as people, I'm pretty sure sometimes I say things when I'm ignorant to something or when I don't have knowledge of a thing. That's basically what ignorance means. So I want to have this discussion, and it's going to be based around the situation that's recently happened with Boosie. For just so we could be clear, there's two situations that happened with Boosie, and it's going to be based around both. And the main idea is that we can't have this, or we need to do something about this idea of what we, one, call a snitch, and two, what's worse. And what I mean by what's worse is, I want to start this discussion off speaking about what Hassan Campbell said about the said incident. While I think Hassan Campbell handled it completely wrong, just my opinion. We're going to do roll call at the 5-minute mark. I think, so get your comments in. I think Hassan Campbell handled it incorrectly. That does not mean that he did. That's also not me attacking Hassan Campbell. That's me having a disagreement of a way in which he went about speaking about a matter. First of all, the family was in mourning. So if you have something to say, let's please try to be supportive. The family's still in mourning now. It's just it was fresh then. So if we have anything to say, let's please be supportive. That's one. Two, let's try not to perpetuate the violence that created the situation from the beginning. So now let's get to what Boosie say. Do y'all remember when Trouble, R.I.P. to Trouble? Do y'all remember when Trouble passed away? Do y'all remember how broken up Boosie was over that? Now, I'm a purveyor of Boosie and his content. I'm not going to act like I'm not. I watch it. And I don't report on him much, so obviously I'm not watching it trying to figure out where he's doing something right or doing something wrong so I could report on it. But I want to say, and I don't want there to be no misunderstanding, the message that Boosie puts out there, I 100% disagree with. While on one note, he's very angry about individuals snitching, which, if we discuss what snitching actually is, I understand. On the same note, he's also not trying to stop the violence that's happening in the streets. His content more perpetuates it than anything else. So who are we supposed to be mad at? Are we still supposed to take our heroes as the killers? Now, before anybody go any further and say, oh, speak about there is no necessity for warriors in our society, there is necessity for warriors in our society. But what war are they fighting with? Are they fighting against us in our neighborhoods, or are they fighting with us in our neighborhoods? Are they creating battles and wars in our streets where we're destroying ourselves? Are they coming together with us? And I'm not just talking about us. I'm talking about whoever lives in the community in which you live in. Because our violence seems to be always isolated to where we live. So I'm not just talking about people of color. I'm not just talking about people who primarily even speak English. I'm talking about the people that inhabit the neighborhoods where we live. Now, I want to be clear about something. Warriors are always needed. Some of the biggest stories in history was written about the greatest wars that have happened and the people that were able to be successful at the end. These are just facts. So while that is a fact, and while warriors are needed, could we please get the warriors to be fighting with us rather than against us. So when I hear how much you hate snitching, and I say, you know what? That does suck to be doing a crime with somebody. That's crazy. You're going to go do a whole crime with somebody and then go tell on them so you could get off and they could go do all the time. That's bananas. But you know what's even more bananas? Not stating that the people shouldn't have probably did the crime in the first place. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about all crimes in this particular instance. I'm talking primarily about the crimes that destroy our community. I'm talking about the crimes that take lives away from people. I'm talking about those crimes. Let me explain something to you. So, you know, when you work at a place like Walmart, right, and somebody comes in to try to rob the place, let me tell you what happened to this lady. So some dudes came in and was trying to rob the place. One of the Walmart's workers tried to stop her, my old lady. She ends up getting beat up. You know what Walmart did? Walmart fired her. You want to know why? Because it's going to cost them more money to deal with this shit than it would have for those people to just walk out the building with the fucking goods. Do you get it? Not all violence is necessary. Now you're learning that at the highest fucking level of success. That's what we're learning that at the highest level of success. Not all violence is necessary. So why are we out here killing each other over nothing? Why are we deciding to get in fights with people because they said something that we don't like? Why are we shooting up a corner to kill one person while we taking 4 other people with them? Can we talk about that rather than just talk about snitches? Why can't Kodak Black make a song with 6ix9ine? Because Kodak Black knows some people that 6ix9ine might have hurt. The same people that say they sell drugs in our community. I'm going to say that again. So why are we supposed to be mad at Kodak Black? Because he made a song? Boosie is mad at Kodak Black because he made a song with 6ix9ine and 6ix9ine ratted on some niggas in the community? Are y'all dudes also mad at the niggas that sell them hard-ass drugs in the community? Because if not, that's hypocritical. So what are we doing? Rest in peace to Cheese. I don't know the mechanisms that created that situation to happen, and I'm not going to pretend to. But what I do know is that a young man lost his life It doesn't matter what color he is. It doesn't matter what music he likes to listen to, places he likes to go. A young man was killed. Allegedly, it happened in front of a store. I'm not 100% sure. But him and 2 others were shot. A 25-year-old and I think a 33 or 31-year-old. They were both rushed to the hospital in critical condition. So shout out to the Most High that only one family ended up losing a loved one that night. Too bad anybody had to. But are we going to sit here and say we're going to embrace all the ignorance that we hear in our media, but when it happens in real life, we're going to pretend that we're abhorred? You embrace all the effery that you hear in the music. Every time some rapper or public personality decides to be divisive, you, not you specifically, but you as in the overall American culture, embraces it. How often do we embrace our own destruction? They had Doja Cat that just came out and said that she don't even like her fans, fam. And the wild part is, this isn't even the first time she's made such an assertion. Let's do roll call. I was supposed to do it at the 5-minute mark. I forgot. Shout out to Smoke King. He says, good morning, BBN family. Morning to you. Salute, my brother. Very happy to see you in here. Love the Green Team members. I love you all. But the Green Team members I particularly appreciate because you guys show so much love. Shout out to Empress Lonnie. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything is going well with you. You said good morning. We have Black King Jack says, for real. Brad Queen says, for real, it's up to Kodak to do what he wants. To nobody that's bitching is feeding him or his family. More importantly, do you, and I'm not disagreeing with what you just said, by the way. I don't want to sound like I am. Shout out to Pennsylvania. Salute to Pennsylvania. Everybody drop where you from. I want to be clear about this. I'm not arguing with your position, and I agree with you. Kodak has the right to work with whomever he wants to work with. But what I'm saying is, our society is holding the snitch like that's the worst possible thing you could be. Not the person who's running around and done murdered 16 good men. Not the person who's running around murdering good men. That person is an ostracized, held to the side, and hated. But the snitch, they're treated like they're the worst thing that can possibly ever be. The informer. Not the person who's a plague. This is something that I've tried to constantly explain. Our community seems to not want anyone to go to jail. So what crimes do y'all want solved? Like, do you think the police could have an 80% unsolved crime rate in our city not be in fucking shambles? You think they can just go out there and solve 20% of the crime and let 80% of the crime run rampant? What kind? You want to live in Mad Max times? Black Queen says, we are doomed as a people. I wish we would get it together, but that's too much, right? Look. Also, once again, not disagreeing with anything that you're saying. So I want to be clear about this. Let me just get these pillows straight if y'all don't mind. Over ears. So I want to be clear about this, and I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. I'm not hating on Boosie. I'm not saying that he doesn't have the right to have the position that he obviously has. I'm not hating on anybody that agrees with Boosie. I'm not saying that they don't have the right to have the position that they obviously have. But at what point are we going to say that it's okay to be a good man? And at what point are we going to say we tired of y'all killing good men? If y'all want to kill each other, that's one thing. But y'all got to stop killing good men. Because I hate that people constantly complain that there's no good men out there. But I constantly see people who are good men being murdered and on front pages. Constantly. And then the argument sometimes is they shouldn't have been where they was. What the fuck do you mean? So this is a high crime area and the police don't have officers sitting on the fucking spot? What kind of public fucking, what kind of community leaders do you have? This is a high crime area and the police don't have nobody sitting on the spot. So how high crime area could it be? Obviously, it's not that high crime of an area if police ain't sitting on the spot. And if police aren't sitting on the spot and it is a high crime area, who the fuck do we talk to? Kodak Black does a song with 6ix9ine. Boosie goes crazy. Boosie is also mad that he did a song with Kodak Black and Kodak ain't release it. So could that really be what Boosie's upset over? Because just come out and make that it. Because that I could respect. But you probably got a song with 20 other niggas and they ain't drop it either. Because we know how the rap game go. So you mad that he dropped this, or he released the song, or they signed off on the song with 6ix9ine, but they didn't sign off on the song with you. So that's what you mad about, Boosie. Just so y'all can know why Boosie's actually mad. Pay attention. People who try to make you mad over something when they're mad about something else. They're upset over a different thing. And why did I just want to explain that? It's become too common for us to lose people. Now, YNG Cheese wasn't as big as a lot of our rap artists that we recently lost to street violence. But it's become so commonplace that for us to lose people, that it seems like so many people's hearts have become hardened. Hassan Campbell, as much as I do fuck with Hassan Campbell, I really do though. Sometimes it seems to me like his heart has hardened. And that happens when you're on this side of YouTube. When all you deal with all day is negativity. When, he has his supporters, the positive supporters, show up like a motherfucker. But when you're on this side of YouTube, the people who are your not supporters that come to your channel, all of us are being stalked in one way or another. I'm not the only one. Remember when they called like a SWAT team to dude's house or some shit like that? Remember, what you think would happen if I didn't live inside of a gated community? If they found out where I live, what you think they'd be doing? They'd be trying to swap my crib and everything else, trying to get the police to finish me. You understand? They can't do that, so they're trying to get the random gang niggas out here to do it. I don't talk about it much, so you don't know. I talk about other shit, but I don't talk about certain things. Anyway, in any regard. So I understand how Hassan Campbell's heart could have hardened. I understand. But there's at some point where you got to get over that. There's at some point where you can't allow for that to be you attacking, or you not being mindful of the words in which you're using when you're speaking about somebody that just passed away in their family. That's why I took a couple of days. Especially when somebody came into the chat and I realized that I didn't even know his real name. Now, with that being said, Philly is a dangerous place. Don't get it twisted. The drug scene down there is bananas. That's like one of the first places they complained about Trank, right? Philly, and was it San Francisco or Los Angeles? They said that Trank shit is out there bad. People got limbs falling off and everything else. Philly is a grimy ass place. The fact that Gilly still lives in Philly or the surrounding area or whatever the fuck, wherever he lives at, is so close, is a testament to a nigga that said that I'm not just gonna leave the hood when I get a couple of bucks. And isn't that what y'all say everybody do? They get a couple of bucks and they leave the hood. They forget about the hood. Gilly and Wallow ain't forget about the hood at all. Almost all of their content is them bringing their supporters to events and things to help fund the hood, because that's what you're supposed to do. Once you get investors, once you get people who are, you're doing advertisements for and whatnot, you do events. You bring those investors to your events. And that's how you fuel the things that you're doing in the neighborhood for the kids. That's how you fuel it. That's just the way that works. So do you understand how much for their community that they've been doing? Just go look at their content. They're constantly putting on basketball events. They're constantly just doing shit in the hood, fam. They have the resources. They're able to act on them. See, let me just stop for a second. That's why you can't move with haters. Because haters will see a little bit of money, but they don't know what a lot of money is. Because they've never had. So often they don't know what a lot of money is. So they'll see a little bit of money and to them, they'll think you're rich. They don't understand you don't spend your own money. You got to go get investors. They don't know how this shit work. They don't know how economics work. I'm telling you that because I fell into a bad situation with people that didn't know how economics work. So to them, I was doing something wrong, when in reality, we was on the precipice. Shout out to Tori Mosey. He says, Kodak did a song with Boosie's for Boosie last album. Boosie said he wished he could take him off. Boosie's just going, I don't know. Boosie a weird nigga, fan. Shout out to Kodak Black. Shout out to Boosie. Real shout outs. Arthur D. Glass. If you are enjoying this show, shout out to the Arthur D. Glass. He just posted our Cash App. If you are enjoying this show and you would like to support what we're doing over here, you can always pull up to the Cash App, the Super Chat, and or the PayPal. Or you can pull up into our merch store that we have posted below, and you can cop some of our merch. Not this shirt. This is Nike shirt, but I do got some merch down there. I'm pretty sure you'll love it. Also, if you would like to become a member and join the Green Team, that would be just so appreciated. Shout out to all Green Team members. You guys fuel this channel in a way that you just don't understand. You wouldn't know. With that being said, Arthur D. Glasses, good morning, family. Good morning, salute. Appreciate you being here. All right, so I want to be clear about something. Just so we can be as transparent as possible. People are always complaining that when individuals get to the bag, they leave the hood. People are always complaining that them niggas never liked the hood because they left. But when people don't leave the hood, name me a situation where individuals got to the bag, stayed in the hood, and things worked out. Name me a situation. I'm not saying one doesn't exist. Put it in the chat. I would like to know. Shout out to Kyrie Knows. She says, Grand Rising, Frost, Grand Rising to you, baby girl. All of the things. I would like to know. Name me a situation where somebody got to the bag and stayed in the hood and it all worked out. Stay in their hood specifically and it all worked out. Not move to another hood. Tell me a situation. Because it seems like when people move from the hood, they get criticized. Somehow they not gangster no more. They not hood no more. They're not real anymore. They're fake. So I would like to know what individual that we know of that stayed in the hood and it all worked out. That's fair, right? I think that's a fair question. I can't see any DMs and respond to any DMs at the moment. I want to apologize to anybody that's sending me DMs. Other day, somebody sent me a DM, and it was probably extremely important that I respond at that moment because I think they wanted to get on the show. But I'm shooting from the same phone that I would have to respond back from, and it's just not possible. So, with that being said, so as far as Hassan Campbell is concerned, once again, no negative anything towards Hassan. This is an opinion-based comment that I'm making right now. I think we need to stop encouraging street violence, street justice. I think we need to stop encouraging street justice. I think that needs to stop because then now you're saying that you want the victim to do something or the victim's family to do something so one of them go to jail. And so the person who actually committed the first foul, they get killed, but now somebody that loved that person that was killed, now they got to go to jail. I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it. You're not saying you don't want anyone to go to jail. You're saying that you want the person or somebody that loved the person that was killed to go to jail. Every time you say, yo, man, let them handle that in the streets, you're saying you just want to exchange one person for going to jail with another. So I don't understand that logic. Also, whenever we say, whenever, y'all fight so hard for somebody that's guilty to be innocent, it's not like the police isn't still got to put somebody in jail for that crime. They have to figure out a way to put somebody in jail for that crime. Let's talk about the YNW Melly situation, just so we can be clear. And everyone knows this. What's the first thing everybody said when Melly got the mistrial? Oh man, before Melly even got the mistrial, Melly beats this. They're gonna make Portland go down for this. Everybody knows this, and at the same time, they still don't want people who they believe actually committed the crime to go to jail. If you don't think the person committed the crime, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people that think or feel like there's a good chance that the person committed the crime, but you still don't want them to go to jail. So who you want to go to jail for this crime? Some random other person? So could we jump on the stop committing crimes thing? Could we get on the, when we see people giving bad advice to kids, say something and step in, especially if you know that kid? Could we get on the stop sending people to go have unnecessary physical altercations with people over nothing? Because all of this will lend to us having a better society. So do I want snitches? Hell no. But do I want people out here just murdering people in random and then other people going to jail for the random murders that they committed? I damn sure don't want that. I damn sure don't want that. That's insane. That's bananas. They're not going to stop putting us in jail for crimes, fam. So we can either encourage the crimes, which encouraging more of our people to go to prison, or we could try to discourage the crimes and try to encourage more of our young society to grow into a population where we could be out here and fight. What are you going to do? You're going to encourage the incarceration, or you're going to discourage the incarceration? What are you going to do? What are we doing over here? Let me know. I want to know. People like, yo, Jack, people going to hate you, think you work with the police. I'd work with any organization at all that was for the betterment of the kids. Just so we could be clear. We got that straight? I just want to be clear on that. You think Boosie's out here for the betterment of the kids? You think Boosie is trying to say things that's going to help the kids? Not going at Boosie. I'm just saying. But I'm pretty sure the people who think that this is a terrible message love Boosie. Can't get enough of that guy. Yo, this nigga Jake is the police. Okay, so all throughout history, and I'm talking about literal history, it's been proven the only way to change the system is to get into the system and change the way that it moves. So while all of you guys are trying to avoid getting involved in the system because you hate the system, there's some smarter, more intelligent, better moving individuals who are trying to figure out how they can work with the system in a positive way. And I'm not talking about the people that want to work with the system so they can get rich. We all want to live well. Tori Mosey says, using fear of cops as a weapon, others use to scare or shame black people, like the library lady did. Yeah, they always, I told you before, whenever somebody threatened to call the police on you and you did not do anything, don't go nowhere. And when they get there, don't get hostile with them. The reason why you don't go anywhere, because now whatever that person say, they can go and just write a report because they didn't even speak to you. I'm going to say that again for the people that don't get it. Whenever you're somewhere and they try to threaten you with the police and you did not do anything wrong, you wait for the police. Reason being is, if you don't wait for the police, they're going to write a report based on what the other person said, and you fled the scene before they got there. Now, if you stay there, they have to hear both sides. The police are just supposed to be keepers of the peace. So if they get there and it was just a verbal altercation, and they get there and you are not verbally arguing with the person in that moment, they're not supposed to do anything but separate and diffuse the situation. That's it. See, people don't know the law, and people don't say they don't know nothing. So when the police show up, they immediately try to overtalk the other person and all that other shit. Nope, we're not doing that. I'm going to let you yell. You should not be yelling, by the way. You either, just so we can be clear. As long as we've been talking about law in here, how often have I not known what I've been talking about? That's why I don't go nowhere. I've had the police call on me a ton of times over nothing. You can't scare me with that. And yes, that's what the lady in the library did. I hope she's doing well. I hope her family is doing well. No slight towards her. But yeah, remember, something's wrong with you unless you want our streets to have the violence in it. So you can't say that you don't have a problem with the police. You have to hate the police, which doesn't make sense to me. That's like saying you have to respect your teachers. Some teachers are not good teachers, fam. Some teachers having relations with the kids, fam. Some teachers don't deserve that respect. That's like saying you have to always believe your doctor. No, you literally, sometimes you should go get a second opinion. I'm just saying. Once again, rest in peace to YNG Cheese. Condolences goes out to the friends, the families, fans, all of the supporters that they have over there. Wallow and Gilly and Wallow is doing an incredible job over there with their podcast. And they've reached so many people. They are very fortunate. They've reached so many people and they've done so much good in the world. Like, that's something to admire. That's something to look up to. Do I agree with everything that they've done or every position? No, I don't. But they've done so much good in the world. They've hit more than they've missed. And that's just something just to admire. Like, that's just something to admire. I couldn't have done it better. Very seldom do I see somebody do something and think that I don't know if I could have done it better. I don't think I could have done it better, even with their resources. I don't know if I could have done it better. You know, me and any partner I've ever had. I don't know if I could have done it better. I could have done it almost as good. I don't know if I could have did it as good. The way my confidence is set up, I literally look at things and try to figure out how they can be improved. And then I scrutinize my improvements more than I scrutinize what the thing is that I'm improving. More than the thing that I'm improving. You have no idea how hard I'm on myself when I'm creating something. I don't think I could have did better. I'm not sure if I could have did almost as good. Tori Mosley says, we're targets in public. I was at the gym I've gone to for years last night. An employee told me I couldn't have my own bag with me while security stood nearby in case I got upset. Crazy stuff. So I used to do security, as everybody knows. What some people knows. People be like, yo, why you keep telling stories about your life? And it's like things come up in I'm not just telling a story about my life. I'm telling you something that a situation came up, and I'm explaining my point of view through a story that happened in my life. I'm not just talking about my life. You see it like that because some people, they can't follow. It has to do with comprehension skills in any regard. So I used to be security, as everybody knows. Some people know. So I'll say this. Sometimes the security might have an alert about a thing, and they're not able to tell the public for whatever the reason might be. So that'll happen. So if you're saying that you go there all the time and they know who you are, you should go and make sure there hasn't been a complaint about you. I think that's like the first thing I would want to know. Like, y'all see me here all the time. Did somebody complain? Is this an issue with something that I'm doing? Because they might have a directive that they might actually have to respond to. Remember, there's cameras in there, so we don't never really know. You know what I'm saying? So if something like that happens again, try to find out if anybody is making complaints about you. You know, whether the complaints are valid or not. You never know. Sometimes sometimes you didn't do nothing wrong. People are just complaining on you because their lives are miserable. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's what's happening. Sometimes it's just that easy, that simple. Sometimes you're not failing. It's people lying on you, hurting your image. You're not failing. Everything you're doing is good. Just people won't accept it because they think that you're a person other than who you really are. You understand? So you gotta pay attention to that. Just, don't turn into the person that they're trying to lie about you being. That's why whenever anybody lies on me personally, I am very mindful of the thing that they're accusing me of, so I can make sure that I never do it. I'm very mindful. You understand? And usually when somebody lies on me, it's something that I don't do. So it's not hard for me to not do it. It's already something that I don't do. But like, I'm more mindful of it to make sure it don't even looks like that's something that I'm doing. And so there cannot be any misinterpretation. That's why I don't have conversations with people that try to say I'm saying things I'm not saying. So if I'm talking to you, you immediately be like, but that's what you mean. All right, so there's no reason for me to talk to you. Because no matter what I say, you're going to just say, you're just going to come up with your own decision. So there's no reason for us to ever have a conversation. Like, it's a waste of, why are we talking? It don't make sense. I don't know. That just don't make sense to me. In any regard, anything else you guys want to talk about? We passed the 36-minute mark. We're at the 39-minute mark. Anything that you guys want to talk about? We had 9:30. This is generally when the show would have been started. We had 9:30. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Should we Do we too often treat the killers in our streets like they're heroes? And if we do, is that because of fear? Because I'm gonna say this much, like so I've known quite a few. I grew up in the Bronx, and I knew quite a few people who is in the Bronx back in the '80s specifically. The Bronx was one of the places where people went to go get killers. Like, you know, just telling you what it is, man. So if you grew up in the Bronx, chances were, especially if you grew up like in certain areas, like around 183rd, you know, Jackson Projects, Gerard Walton, uh, Vietnam, 181st Street, 161st over there, Park Ave, Fordham Road, Kingsbridge, Webster Projects. Like, there's just certain places in the Bronx that if you grew up over there, like even if you had nothing to do with nothing, you 100% knew some killers. And it's not because you was some badass or nothing like that. It's just because that's where a lot of them live. Burnside. Burnside. That's just where a lot of them was. So I'm saying that to say this. When I was a kid, I thought a lot of these dudes were superstars because when they showed up, what I perceived them to receive, the respect, made me respect them. It made me look at them like they were somebody to want to grow up into. Now, with that being said, that's me not even knowing about the other things that they were doing at that time because, you know, I lived alone, so I didn't necessarily live in these areas. I just visited some of those areas. I didn't live there. It's just that since I was, you know, I lived alone, I go wherever I want, wherever I want. So I have friends over here, family over there, whatever over there. And, you know, I might wake up in the morning and if I'm going outside that day, I got to walk 2-3 miles. I ain't got no bus fare. I got to walk 2-3 miles to wherever I'm going. And depending on where it's at, I might have to walk 4 miles or whatever the case. It's not a problem anyway. I like walking. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is when y'all got them people in your hood that people you know isn't what you want your child to grow up into, but y'all treating them like, is it time to stop treating these people particularly like superstars? I'm not saying don't respect them, because we should be respecting everybody. But is it time to stop treating people like superstars that's not doing anything except for hurting the hood? And I'm not talking about the people I'm specifically talking about the people that are removing good men from the streets, just so we can be clear. So people could act like I'm talking about every crime, but I'm not. I'm talking about the specific crime of taking young men out of the street, removing them, unlifing them. Good men, I don't care what age you are, unlifing them. I'm speaking specifically about that. I'm not talking about all of those other crimes at the moment. Like, how are we supposed to treat this? You know, back when we were slaves and you had a slave that killed the overseer, here we clap it up, but that's not what's happening no more. Because the police don't have the capacity of an overseer anymore. It's transformed. So now there's actually police that don't even work in that capacity that are officers. They just really on the street trying to keep the peace. But even back when we was slaves, did we clap it up where one slave just randomly killed another slave over nothing? So why would we do that now? When that slave over there just decided that he wanted to beat that slave up over nothing, did we clap that up? I mean, I'm not saying we didn't, but do you think we did? Did we applaud that guy? He was just going around we had one slave that was just going around murdering other slaves for random independent reasons. Well, was that something that you think that they were cool with? So why are we okay with that now? When we just have people in our community that's just running around having problems with people for no reason and then unlifing them. I want to say something. So we keep hearing just throw your hands up and fight mantra. And I'm saying I get that. But Can't we just throw our words up and talk also? Could we do the talking? And then if the talking can't work, then we say, then you should fight? Instead of just saying, misunderstanding, put up your dukes. Shout out to the the kid's back. He says, salute Frost, Bushwick in the building, checking in from work. Salute. Shout out to Bushwick. So is that what we doing? That's just what I'm asking. Is that the energy that we provided? I don't agree with it, and I don't think it's fair. That's just me. I don't think that's the energy we should be putting out. Sometimes do a person got to do a thing? Well, absolutely right. It happens. I'm specifically talking about people running around here unlifing people because they need a rep or because it's fun. The kid is back, said, can we just throw up our words first? Don't let that go over your head. Appreciate you. Salute. Dude, I'm not never telling nobody nothing that's wrong. Ever. Can we just take a break a second and talk about something? I just want to take a break. Please just give me 2 seconds. So I go play basketball yesterday. I barely ever play hard. But since I played in Kaiser the other day, it felt good to go a little bit harder than I usually go because I usually don't really try. The reason why I don't try is because at this park, they don't pass the fucking ball. So I don't really want to get, like when we play full court, so I don't want to get engaged. I just don't want to care because it's going to piss me off that they play like this. And it's not everybody. It's literally just 2 to 3 people that every time I get stuck on their team, it's just like a waste of time. It's just a waste of time. Anyway, hold on. Don't go nowhere. So we go to play a full court yesterday, and the kids is out there watching. So the dudes on my team, what I think they were purposely trying to do was their excuse for if they lost, they was going to blame it on me. They were going to say I didn't play any defense. So they was purposely not passing me the ball so I would not play defense. So they could say, this is what I think was happening. I'm not sure it is. Anyway, hold on. So the kids is watching me. So you want to know what I did first? First, I showed that the dude I was going against couldn't do nothing. I made him give the ball up a ton of times. And then every time I got the ball, I purposely did a highlight reel move and had everybody on the side going ooh and ah. Now check this out. I need for you to understand this. Because these individuals wanted more for me to not look like I helped us get the win and be a reason why we won, we had to lose because they weren't better than the dudes we was playing against by themselves. One dude went 3 for fucking like 30. They just kept passing him the ball. He was just throwing anything up. Game's 20-1, fam. How you even shooting like 30 shots? In any regard. Good men are outnumbered, fam. We can't keep killing good men because good men are outnumbered. Y'all killing all the good men and y'all leaving the people to be around your kids that don't have it. And for your kids to learn from and watch that are jealous and envious. These are the people that's left for the kids to watch. Because y'all killing all the good men. After the game, just so we can be clear, after the game, one of the kids came to me and was just like, they, basically saying they didn't even want to win. They was just freezing you out. And I'm like, yeah, because they don't like playing with me. But every time I come to the park, they want me to be on their team. You understand what I'm saying? But they don't like playing with me. But they want me to be on their team so they can make sure I don't get no passes. You understand? And I got video of me cooking these niggas, by the way. So no, this isn't hate. All right, I got video, literal video that I've already posted of me just cooking these niggas. Just so we could be clear. Just cooking them. And then they go be on my team so they don't pass the ball. So shout out to those guys. I prefer to just go to the park and shoot around with the kids. I don't really even want to play with these niggas. I ain't gonna lie to you. Anyway, let's get back to what we're talking about. Sorry, I just needed a break for a moment to talk about something else. All right, so I want to be clear about something. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. We have to figure out a way to be able to talk to one another. I think that the idea of what an adult is has been misconstrued and people have been tricked because there's so many immature people that became adults, but they still have a lack of maturity. People still think their number one way of being an adult is that you can't tell me anything, when in reality, the number one way of being an adult is having the ability to discern. Knowing who can tell you things and who you shouldn't listen to. That shows more of adult intelligence than just deciding, no, man, I'm right about everything. That's why I try to explain to y'all when people come into the chat and try to tell me I think I'm right about everything. I say, no, look, they literally are just trying to argue a point to me that I'm right about. Or they're trying to argue a point to me that I'm not even talking about. So they can say that they're right about something that I'm not even talking about, but I'm wrong about it. You understand? It's all manipulation. So I'm saying all that to say this. At what point are we going to decide that as much as we love those people that's in our hoods doing some of the things that they should not be doing, when they ultimately get to where they've been campaigning for, that we can love them still, but that doesn't mean that we have to agree with their actions. That doesn't mean that we have to say they did the right thing. That doesn't mean that we have to encourage what they're doing. I want to say something real quick. I need for you to understand this. Imagine how many brothers and sisters or brothers and brothers or brothers and cousins and cousins and cousins are in jail because the main person that was the head of their criminal organization was one of their parents. And that parent was the head of the criminal organization, did some shit to get 5 of their freaking kids and nephews and nieces sent to jail, but they don't never go to jail. And the community probably looks at this individual like this is one of the patriarchs of the community. So we have to change the way that we think, man. And we have to want each other to succeed. Because unless we want each other to succeed, how can you want better in our communities? How could you want better things to happen? You have to want each other to succeed. The literal key is the care. Because when you care, you help build things. When you don't care, you destroy things. Or make things inert. The key is to care. You care about your community. So you and the homeboy is having a misunderstanding. Hold on. Let's talk to each other like we people. How do you think hold on. All right, hold on. I think you did. All right. We talk this out. It's not that big. It's not that important. We don't have to come to blows over whatever this is. You think I disrespect you probably because of your lack of intelligence. Maybe I think you disrespected me because of my lack of intelligence. Maybe I'm ignorant about something that you said and I took it the wrong way. Maybe you're ignorant about something that I said and you took it the wrong way. So now one of us got to lose our life. Now just imagine you in a conversation with a person and you know it's a misunderstanding. And you know it's a misunderstanding. Not you think, but you know. And that person doesn't know it's a misunderstanding. And you're trying to have a conversation with them. And they just being belligerent. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Y'all ready to talk about whatever y'all ready to talk about? Put it in the chat. RIP to Cheese. We just really got to do better. We got to decide to do better. We got to want to do better. I think it's sad. Should I go outside? I think I want to stand outside. It's hot. I don't know. Y'all want to go for a walk? Maybe we go for a walk, get some sun. I want to go for a walk. Put it in the chat. Y'all want to go for a walk? Maybe we go for a walk. Get some sun. Let me know if y'all want to go for a walk. But in any regard, we just got to do better, fam. I don't make all of these videos all the time because I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get to the bag or I'm trying to go viral. I just know, I feel like there's a lot of things that need to be said, and people aren't saying it because of their financial obligations that they might have to this organization or to that company. Because imagine if somebody go kill the people who killed Cheese. Do you know how good the chance is that it might get back to Gilly and Wallow even if they had nothing to do with it? So why would you want? Why wouldn't you want the police to catch these individuals? Why wouldn't you want that to happen? Why would you want something to happen that might get more people that you care about jammed up? See, people don't think like that. Everybody want to have a movie, a fucking bad boy scene, like from the fucking movies. Everybody want to have a John McClane scene. Could we just have a sensible scene where everybody get home safe? Could we have that scene? I think that scene would be more beneficial to everybody. We're going to head outside. Let me put some socks on. Shout out to Toombs. Give me a second. Random thing I was thinking. Check this out. Real quick. Has nothing to do with what our show was about today. So basically, Sean Kemp should get paid for all short socks, fam. You want to know why? Did they even make ankle socks before Sean Kemp started folding his socks back? Remember back in the day when we all started folding our socks back? Sean Kemp was doing it. Sheesh. Nobody remembers that? I'll show y'all what I'm wearing when I get outside. I'm going to be rocking these, bro. I'm rocking the Kyrie's today. Shout out to Kyrie. I'm going to step outside. I don't know how far I'm walking. I don't know. I might not walk very far. Let's go outside and get some sunlight. I would just go in front of the crib, but I mean, I don't know. I'll go work. Give me a second. That basketball shit was funny yesterday, though. I ain't gonna lie. Because I'm out there playing fucking... I've decided to play Lockdown D, to be honest with you. So there was, I think the second game where dude scored a shitload of buckets on me because I was frustrated, but I was trying to help. You know what I'm saying? Because they wouldn't let me help score no points because they went past it. So I was trying to do help defense because they had some dude, I think he had like a green or a purple shirt on. I don't know what fucking color the shirt on. But like he was like fucking finished, part of my language. He was just finishing at the basket like crazy. So they just couldn't guard him. He was just absolutely killing them. And then one of my little dudes that usually play with me out there was on their team. And he was just hitting 3 after 3 after 3 after 3 against the dudes that was on my team. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They just made us. What the fuck? What the hell, fam? Yeah, no, not showing nobody. Yeah, I could go, yeah, right in front of my door. I live stream in front of my door a couple of times. Y'all didn't see my door. Like, what the fuck? I shoot out towards the street, but I live stream in front of the door a couple of times. Yeah, we're not gonna go very far. I don't think my phone got much charge in it. And I think my battery, my battery is dead. My extra battery is dead. My phone don't got that much charge on it, so we're not gonna go far. No. Where's my keys? Shit, this shit is cooking right now. My phone is so hot right now. Sheesh. I can't be in the sun that much. This shit gonna shut off. If it shut off, it probably just shut off because it's we're gonna hope that don't happen though. It might be cool outside though. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Fix my clothes. Shit was dumb funny yesterday. Like, what the fuck? My niggas is getting cooked. One of my little dudes was out there. I mean, the little dude could always shoot. Before I got here, he was okay. It wasn't bad or nothing like that. But like when I see the things that he was doing that actually, I was like, little dude was cooking. He was cooking them for real though. He was cooking them. He was gonna let the other little dude take his spot for a little while too. I wish he did, because he's even littler. So I wish he did, because I already know he was going to hit like 2 or 3 threes on him. The other little kid was the little kid that was on the live the other day that you saw him hitting all those threes and shit. I know he would have been cooking them. Anyway, let's get to the show. Anything that y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. Anything y'all want to discuss, put it in the chat. All right, let's get back to it. So, all right, so how you doing? I think that these dudes are trying to do a good message. I think Hassan Campbell is trying to do a good message. I think he's trying to do a good message. I think that there's an attempt there. I think that there's an attempt there. I don't think that Hassan Campbell is trying to be callous. I don't think that he's trying to be. I don't think he's moving like he doesn't care. I don't think that's the situation. Just so we could be clear, I don't agree with the way that he spoke about the situation, but I do not think that he's trying to be callous. I think that he's just not being mindful. I think that people don't know how it is to lose nobody. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when these dudes don't know how it is to lose nobody, it's not that they don't think it could happen to them. It's just that, you know, there's no consideration of it. You understand what I'm saying? If that makes sense? How you doing? All right. There's no consideration of it. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta be mindful about how you talk, fam. Also, you could bring that shit dead to you. A lot of times, I believe, I'm gonna say something, real talk. Yeah, he might be playing the dangerous game with the higher power. That's a fact. I was just about to talk on that. So I want to say something. I want to be clear about this. Part of my spitting. I want to be clear about this. You want to know why these rappers being so much stuff going on? Do y'all hear the music that they make, fam? Do you hear the music that they make? They constantly make music where they're chanting and they're saying things that are negative. And then they go to an arena and they perform these songs where they're chanting and they're saying all of these negative things, and they got 5,000 people chanting and saying these negative things with them. They got 20,000 people chanting and saying these negative things with them. They got 100,000 people chanting and saying these things with them. What the hell you think is gonna happen, fam? How many times are you going to have to hear these dudes accusing these artists of doing rituals on stage before you realize that they might be doing something that's affecting shit at a different rhythm, in a different way than you probably perceive? Okay, so you don't believe in witchcraft. Do you believe in God? Because the Bible says don't practice witchcraft. So that leads me to believe that witchcraft is a thing. I'm going to say that again. So you don't believe in witchcraft. Do you believe in God? God says don't practice witchcraft. Why would God tell us not to practice something that isn't a thing? I'm just saying. If you go to a concert and they're performing nothing but drill music, what you think their energy gonna be? That's an excellent point. But hold on. Just so I could back up that and back up the point that y'all out there chanting some shit, and then you wondering why your life is chaotic, or you're wondering why you're having these feelings and these emotions that you probably didn't have before. Just so we could be clear, the Bible literally speaks about how people used to sacrifice things to the Most High. So that means that there's energies that do transition and change and could be used in a way to create positive aspects or positive reinforcement from the Most High. So that means that you can do that the opposite way too, can't you? And now you add that to the absolute fact that Jesus Christ was supposed to be the ultimate sacrifice. So you're saying sacrificing is a real thing. So why wouldn't you believe that Satan would say, if you sacrifice to me, I'll give you treasures? Why wouldn't that be something that you would believe? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. If you chant something repeatedly, it becomes a spell you're casting unconsciously. These are facts. You're not saying anything wrong, fam. Anytime I've seen a bar fight, it was during a boxing, UFC match, or a football game. Nah, I've seen bar fights. I've been in bar fights, but it was none of those things on television. But yeah, I mean, I could get what you're saying. I'm really not trying to laugh at that stupid shit. But yeah, so I'm just saying, be more mindful. Understand the things that we do and the things that, understand the things that what we say create our atmosphere. So if the things that we say create our atmosphere, why would you be spending all your day listening to somebody talk about something negative? I'm going to say that again. So the things in which we say create our atmosphere, why would you be spending all day listening to somebody saying something negative? Tell me where the lie at. Tell me what I'm saying that's wrong. I mean, I didn't start the bar fight. I'm not a shit started. Sometimes you in a bar, people throwing shit and shit is swinging. Me and somebody that used to be a part of this channel almost got into a bar fight. Motherfucker grabbed the bottle and broke that bitch. It was me, him, 2 other people. Oh, it was a whole different bar fight, I could tell you. Hold on. It was me, him, 2 other people that I had just met that night. And the other niggas, it was like 8 or 9 of them. It was like some rappers or some shit. And then after the shit happened, the rap bastards had the nerve to contact me and ask me to post them. Get the fuck up out of here. I ain't posting you. Anyway, then there was the same person had actually, good morning. The same person had actually got into a fight. I didn't see this though. Apparently I was busy talking to Miss Treyway, and the same person got dragged outside the bar when I don't even know how that happened. And the bouncers threw him in the snow. And he was crying and some shit. So yeah, I've been a couple of bar situations. People was crazy, fam. I don't know what to tell you. In any regard, so if we already know that if you repeat something, you can make it happen, all we hear is these mantras all over social media You got people that post mantras on Instagram all day. Mantra this. I'm trying to see how much battery life this shit got. Mantra this, mantra that, all day on social media. So y'all already know when you say when the words you speak can have some kind of influence over your life. So why would you be listening to negative shit all day? Why would you put on a negative song and listen to a negative song all day? Why would you be doing that? Yeah, so it's me. I think somebody just gave the signal for a nigga to murder me. I'm not even lying. The dude just drove past me like on some scooter shit, and then he stopped. And then he turned around and dipped his hat. I mean, I don't really care. If they touched me, Treyway would have been in front of my dude. No, Miss Treyway didn't do shit. It was a long story, fam. I don't even want to explain it because it was just somebody else was doing some weirdo shit, and they needed me to do it because they couldn't do it themselves. That's all I can say. They was trying to set up a date with a chick, and she wouldn't agree to see him, I guess, unless I showed up. It's funny, fam. I don't want to talk about this. In any regard, the guy got thrown out by the bouncers. He didn't get thrown out. They had no beef with Treyway. I don't know what to tell you, fam. Just had to be there. Niggas is weird, fam. I don't know what to tell you. Niggas is weird, fam. I don't know what to tell you. Niggas is weird. So the girl, I don't know. He was trying to get through. After the fact, she got wind of what was going on, and she was like, no. Whatever. They got shit to do with me. I wasn't trying to bang her. She is cool as shit, though. Anyway, so if that's a thing, and this is why that shit hurt my brain. Fucking that drill music. Drill music hurts my brain. And I'm not trying to be a dick. I don't know how y'all listen to it, with all due respect. That shit hurts my brain, fam. You understand? Like, it's... I think it just confuses me. Like, what in the fuck? Now, it's not all drill music, just so we could be clear. But remember, they got that drill music that, you know, that one sound that they all sound the same? I don't know how to tell you. Shit give me a headache, fam. What's up, my brother?
How we doing?
All right, chilling. Shit give me a headache, fam. I don't know how they do it. I'm not trying to crap on nobody. It's not all of it. Some of the music is okay. I've heard quite a couple of drill music songs I thought was fine, pardon me. I've heard a couple of drill music songs, how you doing, that I thought was fine. But generally speaking, all of that shit just makes my head hurt. So I don't trust it. I don't trust any music that I can't discern what the fucking track is being saying. Because it sounds to me like you may be able to put shit under the beat that I don't know I'm listening to. So anytime I'm listening to any song or any type of sound, and it sounds like they playing with noises under the beat, and it might be words and shit, nah, I don't listen to that kind of music, fam. Not at all, not even a little bit. I'm not even gonna cap. I don't even listen to that music a little bit. You might be trying to fucking program me. You got some weirdo ass fucking music, words playing in the background. I done listened to this music like 100 times, and so I don't even know that I hear this shit in the background, fam. That shit programming you. Nah, y'all listen to all that crazy ass music. I'm not doing it. I promise you. Said those hi-hats. Dude, I'm not doing it. I promise you. I'm not on that type of time at all. I'm not even a little bit. But also, all right, so, I don't know. See, okay, so in the 90s, I used to try to make music or whatever. So I used to be in the studio or whatever. So we had this dude. He's tall, skinny guy. He was mixed. The reason why I'm saying he's mixed is specifically because that was a point in his family. Like he had like some weirdo shit going on with him and his family because he was mixed. He wasn't all the way white. So he's one of the mixed kids that grew up with like the white side of his family or whatever the case is, but they never really accepted him. You understand? So he had his own shit going on. In any regard, he made music. So this dude sampled music and his shit was crazy. But they used to always have him, put him in like, how do you call that shit? They used to always put him in like they just did him dirty. In any regard. So I learned a little bit about making music just listening. I didn't ask him no questions or nothing. You just in the studio. I'm 14, 15 years old. I can't really talk to these dudes. What the fuck could I say to these niggas? They in there making the music. I'm just there to learn. Every now and then I spit a verse. So one of the things that I had learned is that he was putting shit in the background, but he had to keep leveling it up to the point where it could be audible. You understand? So he wasn't trying to hide anything, but I saw how easy it was to hide music under the beat where a person is hearing it, but they don't know they're hearing it. So I've been mindful of shit like that since back then. Since back then, 14, 15 years old, I've been mindful that certain songs I just don't listen to. You understand what I'm saying? Because they hiding shit under the beat, fam. And then after that, I heard about all of the shit that they was doing with the rock and roll. And in addition, for everybody that don't know, one of the big artists that previously had came out a couple of years ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago, and they literally said that before all music is released, allegedly, these are all allegations, before all music is released, they take your masters to like some room or something and remaster it. And then that's what's released. Backmasking, yes. That's what well, yeah, how you doing? Well, yeah, backmasking is the thing also. You gotta be mindful about all that. But so that's just proof that they're doing things with some of these songs and you don't even know what they're doing, so you don't even know you being programmed. So I don't listen to everything, fam. I don't listen to everything. I advise you don't either. New York has always been bad when it's come to violence in our streets. But it's different now because it's like these dudes is doing the shit that they doing and they don't even want to get away. What do you think the next step is? What do you think the next iteration or the next evolution, pardon me, of the New York street dude is gonna be? They don't even care right now. They don't care about getting caught. If they cared about getting caught, there'd be less murders, fam. You get that yet? They don't care about being caught. A lot of these dudes is really under the belief that they might be able to murder 2 or 3 people, only do 10 or 15 years. I don't know anything about that, Deion Sanders, but you putting that in the chat, that's something you saying. I don't know that to be a fact. I'll also say that there's a lot of things that I just will not agree are things because I just can't. I'm going to also say that. And I'm going to also say that there are things that even if I could agree that they were things I wouldn't want to speak on because if people are doing certain things, I absolutely don't want any issues with them. Is that fair? Oh shit, they might have some games going on. You heard? They got games going on right now? Thought they might have some games going on. I was gonna walk over there and show y'all some of them basketball games real quick. You can always tell how good of a basketball player somebody is by the passes that they give. Everybody always thinks it's whether they can make a tough shot or not, whether they got a jump shot, whether they got handle. No. It's how well they can play with their teammate. It's if they know when to help on defense. If they know which cuts to make. If they know when to pass the ball. You understand? Like, that's how you can tell how good of a basketball player is. People always want to just assume, oh, that guy he hits a lot of shots. You know what? That guy might also take a lot of shots too, fam. I'm tired of them dudes that shoot fucking 5 for 30 and act like they had a good game. You did not have a good game, fam. You had a terrible game. The game would have been over 20 minutes ago if it wasn't for your ass. That energy. I'm still pissed off at them assholes from yesterday. They're probably not really assholes and shit, but you know, that's what I'm characterizing them. Let's cross the street so we can get some shade. I'm characterizing them as that because they ain't want to pass the ball, weirdos. But I knew that before the game started, so that's why I was able to play the game. I already know they're not gonna pass. All right, let's get in the shade so I can see what this says. I can't read this shit. It be them non-ass athletic motherfuckers that be nice as hell. You just think they unathletic. They don't be unathletic. They be the, you know what I mean? I'm going to tell you the dangerous dude. The dangerous dude is the fat athletic guy. That guy's dangerous as heck, fam. The fat athletic dudes, I don't really care to play against those guys. I'm just keeping it a stack with you. The fat athletic dudes, y'all need to stay home. They need to stay home, fam. Them fat athletic dudes. Some guys is a problem, fam. They need to stay home. I can't stand those guys. Because they always want to go and do the crossover where they lean into you and push you, and they fat and they athletic. So since they fat, they're going to push you all the way out of the way. And since they athletic, they're going to have the footwork to get back to where they need to get so they can shoot the open shot. I can't stand to play against them dudes. Them fat athletic dudes. Them dudes is dangerous, man. The only way to beat those guys, like, I have my advantages on those guys too. I'm just saying, it's too much of a hassle, fam. And the skinny dude with the long arms and the long legs. That I'm fucking problems too. This is the guys I personally have issues with. I don't know who anybody else have issues with. Somebody said Paul Pierce says he's as good as better than Dwayne Wade because he would have. Okay, first of all, that argument is a straw man's argument and it don't make sense. So you're as good. You could have won so is Robert Horry better than you then? Robert Horry won a ring with Kobe and Shaq, right? So who you win a ring with don't mean anything. There's a ton of players that would have been able to win a ring with those people. That don't mean that they're the same player or as good as. That's a straw man's argument. People make those arguments when they don't have an ability to argue, when they have nothing to stand on. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to bring up another conversation for them to be able to say that they're correct about that, so they're correct about this. You understand? And the energetic MFer who jump all the way. Yeah, those guys get on my nerves too, but I'd rather play against them energetic, jumping all over the places guys than the also the short, quick dudes. I can't stand those guys. But I wouldn't be the player I am today if not for those guys, because I would have never been able to get on the court when I was a little kid if not for Speedy. Shout out to Speedy. There was a dude that used to play at our park in Brotherhood named Speedy, and I was able to get on the court because the other dudes, you know, they was tall and they didn't want to have to chase that guy around, and I was a little kid, so they let me get out on the court and chase him around, and I learned a lot. Any regard, we getting back on topic. What we talking about? Put it in the chat. I like Tayshaun Prince. Yeah, but Paul Pierce, let me just say this about Paul Pierce first. When I used to use Paul Pierce in NBA Live, I used to call him the threat. right? But I never had him do any. He always came off of the bench. I'm going to say this again. In NBA Live, I forgot which one it was. There was an NBA Live where you could unlock the legendary players for each team. Y'all remember that? And that specific NBA Live, he always came off of the bench. You know, the team had Bird. I had Antoine Walker. I used to put him at center sometimes, you know, because I had all the other legendary Celtics players. So he always came off the bench. But I called him the threat. And the reason why I called him the threat was because he can score from anywhere on the floor. Paul Pierce is a legitimate bucket, fam. We're not going to act like he's not, all right? He's a legitimate bucket. We're not going to act like he's not. There's a lot of downside on Paul Pierce, like he cannot play defense, just so we could be clear. But he is a legitimate bucket. He is not better than Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade not only can score, but he's also a lock. I don't think that that's a question. Dwayne Wade has some of the best perimeter defense that we've seen in the NBA in the last 20 years. It's not just that Dwayne Wade can score. And I think that since that's the way that we look at sports nowadays, how you doing? How y'all doing today? Excellent. I think that now, since that's how we look at, oh shoot, we gotta pass this. How y'all doing this morning? Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing today? Good morning. How y'all doing today? Appreciate y'all.
Hi, how you doing?
Hello. You doing great?
Excellent.
Boom. That's what it is. Have a good day.
Okay.
So, Paul Pierce is a bucket. We're not going to act like he's not. But Paul Pierce is not a particularly good defensive player. There's a ton of footage of Paul Pierce trying to rise to the location. How you doing today? Paul Pierce trying to rise to the occasion and getting cooked by other superstars. So Paul Pierce, just stop it. You had to go get Ray Allen and KG in order to get a ring, fam. So stop, okay? Just stop. KG and Ray Allen, that's how he helped get his ring. So I respect you, Paul Pierce. Literally used to use you in a video game. You got moves. I know everybody say he's slow, but it's about rhythm and pacing more than anything else in basketball, whether people get it or not, it is. You don't have to be quick. Being quick can just be an advantage. It's about rhythm and pacing. So I respect him, but he's like that other dude, Gilbert Arenas. They're just being disrespectful. You understand? Gilbert Arenas said that Michael Jordan played against basically cokeheads and whatever the fuck he said. What the hell are you talking about? Larry Bird was in that era. Fucking Magic Johnson went to 10 finals in a row, I think, or some shit like that. What the hell are you talking about, fam? There was the bad boy Pistons. What are you talking about? So Michael Jordan played in the East that had the fucking Larry Bird Celtics and the bad boy Isaiah Thomas Pistons. What are you talking about? He played against. So these dudes are just disrespectful. But that also lends to the era in which we live in now, where people just say the most. Where people say shit that's so easily proven to be wrong, but they'll still stand there and argue that they're right, even though it takes 2 seconds to prove them wrong. They know it, but they don't care. They'll still argue. You understand what I'm saying? Gilbert Arenas don't know what he's talking about. He crazy. You said that was a weak big man era? So you think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who played in the 80s, Moses Malone, who played in the 80s, I'm going to go, what's up, my brother? All right. So you think of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who played in the 80s, Moses Malone, who played in the 80s, Hakeem Olajuwon, that also played in that era with Jordan, because they literally got drafted in the same class. David Robinson. I'm naming all of these trash sinners, I guess, that you think, all these sinners you think is trash, or somebody is saying it's trash. I think it's you. David Robinson. That's also during that era, just so we can be clear. Patrick Ewing, also during that era. Just so, have I proven my point, or do you need me to go further? Do you need me to go further? Or have I proven my point? obviously I'm not talking to that particular individual because they're gonna always, like I just said, argue even when they get proven wrong. They're gonna still, still argue. Just so we could be clear. I don't think we had a better big man era. I think that was the best big man era, damn near. Okay, so you're saying the big mans was the best players, like Dr. J didn't play during that time. Charles Barkley didn't play during that time. Hold on, so that's what you're saying? I'm just going to throw Orlando Woolridge in there, even though I know you don't know who he is. I'm also going to throw Bernard King in there. You might not know who he is either. These are people that you should probably look up. You need me to go any further? Or, you be good. Isaiah Thomas, he's not a big man. He was pretty good. Dominique Wilkins, you need me to go any further? I mean, do I have to keep proving you to be incorrect, or now you're going to say you really was saying something else? What was you really saying? You wasn't really saying that, right? You need me to go any further? Reggie Miller played during Jordan's era. You need me to go any further? Mitch Richmond, you need me to go any further? I mean, I could literally do this all day, fam. I could literally do this all day, fam. You need me to go any further? I'm just asking. You're going to say Glenn Rice wasn't good too, I guess. Clyde Drexler, he wasn't good either, right? Only the big men. Yeah, I know I didn't say Scottie Pippen. I thought that'd be too easy. Literally mentioning that he had a great play that he played beside that wasn't a big man. That'd be too easy. Because that would be the easiest way to prove that narrative incorrect. Just so we could be clear. I think that literally what I told y'all is they needed to change the set. Y'all never remember when we talked about Cam and Mace? I said they needed to change their set. Their set was lacking. They changed the set, right? So the people pulled up. The people pulled up with the bag for them, and one of the first things they did was have them change the set, like I told y'all, right? This is another thing I'm right about. When I said that their set was the problem, I said they have a good show. It's their set and the way that they're dressing. You remember that? Because literally the thing that I said happened, and now their show is bigger. Literally. Shout out to those guys. Like I said before, nobody is really probably going over there to hear them talk about sports. They probably just want to hang out with Cam and Mace. Both of those guys are as charismatic. They're both really cool. I could see people just wanting to hang out with them. So that's probably just what's happening. People just want to hang out with them. And there's nothing wrong with that. Those guys are pretty charismatic. I wouldn't be surprised if when they get to home that set changes. I think it should. I think their set is a big problem. I think their set is a big problem. That's just me. I think their set is too minimalistic. Pardon me. Probably not minimalistic enough, but it's too small. Like it looks congested. You know what I'm saying? If you look at what they're doing now, they have the camera a little bit further away from the individuals, which making the set look a little bit more vast. It's making the set look bigger. You know what I'm saying? It's just playing with the optics. Just playing with the optics. I think that's a win. Kim and Mace got everyone saying pause again. I love it. I mean, I don't know. It's how you feel about that. It do feel good that if that's something that you want to say, freaking bird flew right over my damn head. Y'all seen that? That if that's something that you want to say, that if that's something you want to say, you can say it now and people don't have to say you homophobic. When in reality, being homophobic is the fear of one being a homo themselves. So not liking gay people is not even what the word really. I don't understand. Just fuck it. I think they changed the meaning of the word. Anyway, like with all the other shit. I don't know. Kind of showing the typical sports shows are slowly going away and towards podcasts. Um, okay, so I'm gonna say it like this. Listen, pay attention. My belief is that people are tired of getting the narratives that they're getting from the major sports platforms. I think people are just not believing these guys anymore. Did I put this on the right camera? I think people are just not believing these guys no more. I think that they've hurt the trust of the people. I think that when you have people like Malika Andrews that you do not get rid of, but you get rid of so many people who actually played sports at a very high level and have actual commentary that lends to what's happening on. I'm about to tell you why I believe a lot of people got fired, by the way. Lends to commentary that actually is coming from a person who played the game. I think that just says a lot for what they're happening over there. What I think is happening over there is they had a lot of their commentators who actually were favoring the athletes too much. And so by that happening, the faith of the public started moving away from the owners. Remember, ESPN, they use athletes and as promotion, but if anything, their supporters is the owners. The owners are the people who, you know, Robert Kraft doesn't only own the fucking Patriots, man. You get it? So what could actually be happening is they're getting rid of a lot of, go see some of the people they got rid of. You would know better than me. I haven't been watching SportsCenter. But what I think is happening is they got rid of a lot of the actual commentators who were too player friendly. Because how do you keep Malika Andrews? She's terrible and she just comes on air to make fun of who, to make jokes and be rude to who's ever on the show with her, as far as I can tell. Yeah, I don't like saying the word pause. Tunes is too grown to say pause. I don't like having to say that, but you know, it is what it is, man. That's how men bond. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes men bond doing shit like that. Matt Hoffa interviewed JFK Jr. Amazing to see. I'll look into that. RFK Jr. you had to say. I said JFK Jr. and I thought that nigga dead. RFK Jr. That's interesting. Didn't he just get ousted out of some position in politics? They just removed him. I think. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong though. They could have. I think he just got removed from some position somewhere over some bullshit. I could be wrong though. What the fuck do I know? Oh, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to run for president. Oh no, they just released some bullshit attacking him. So he's the dude that they just attacked. I know I just saw him in fucking pardon me. I saw him in the major publications for something. I just assumed that they was accusing him of something. So they was attacking him over something. So I don't know. Maybe that's why he's trying to do press now. I don't know. Also, people understand that they need the black vote. Like, they really need the black vote. And I think that just has a lot to do with the fact that, like, we moved the needle to a degree. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of other demographics already have their decisions decided. Also, I think a lot of black people just don't know who to vote for. They don't cover politics enough. So they're the easiest ones to trick. That's how Biden got into office. Literally, I think that we're the easiest demographic to trick. Literally. Dude, they had black people voting for Joe Biden, fam. He said he's against forcing the jab on people. Oh, he's going to get a lot of votes. Because everybody should be against forcing the jab on people, especially after the people who actually made the jab came out and said that's not even what it's supposed to do. The fuck you mean that's not even what it was supposed to do? then what was it supposed to do? They didn't just say, just so we could be clear, that that's not what it does. They were saying that isn't what it was supposed to do. So that's not why it was even created. So y'all created this for a whole different purpose, but the government is saying that it's for this other thing. That's what you're telling me. So shout out to all of the Democrats that keep pushing the jab on people, and shout out to the people that keep running out there and getting the jab. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I honestly don't know what to tell you. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. But as far as that guy's concerned, whenever I see media, also remember that whole thing involving Elon Musk is trying to make it so that they can't control the media. So remember, Joe Biden just said that they should investigate Elon Musk even if Elon Musk hasn't done anything. That's bananas. He said Elon Musk needs to have an investigation even if he hasn't done anything. That's bananas, fam. So this is, and what has Donald Trump been telling y'all the Democrats been doing to him? Prosecuting him over nothing. And y'all still think that the Democrats is right? I bet you. I bet you y'all still like, yo, nah, the Democrats, man, you gotta hate Trump. Well, they're literally telling you that they're gonna use law illegally. The own president said he's gonna illegally use the law against a U.S. citizen. I don't know what to tell you, fam. I haven't gotten the slightest idea. I don't know what to tell you. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. What's my charge looking like? Y'all want to go to Midtown today? Anybody want to go to Midtown today? Let me know if y'all want to go to Midtown today. I'm up to go to Midtown today. Just go hang out and walk around. I'm up to go to Midtown today. I was thinking about maybe going the other day, but I had shorts on. It's a long story. Thinking about going to Midtown today. Breakfast Club making Charlie Russell the victim after police say she may do jail time. I would like for them to put Carly Russell. I would like for her to do some time, even if it's just a week or two, 90 days or some shit. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we need to stem this behavior where people are constantly making themselves the victims. Like, this is really a terrible thing in society right now. You just got a ton of people out here playing the victims, and the actual people who are being victimized are getting no assistance. The actual people that's being victimized is treated like they crying over nothing. While the people who are doing the victimizing, people are looking at them like, oh man, my poor baby. You get it? So we need to stem that behavior. So not just her, but look how they had the other chick that ran out and was pretending like she won the lottery. Like, us black people, we need to be doing other shit, fam. Like, why are we constantly bringing attention to ourselves for crazy reasons? Now, with that being said, this isn't just a black person doing this. I also think that they're putting that one lady in jail that tried to say that her kids was kidnapped by some Puerto Ricans. Remember the white lady that said her kids was kidnapped by some Puerto Ricans? I think she getting jail time. And that I also agree with. So this is not me saying anything against black people. This is just me saying I'm sharing the same energy. that if you out here and you're reporting crimes that are not crimes, you need to be held responsible. Like if they write a report about me about the thing that happened in the library, that police officers who I showed the video to and that lady should then be held responsible. But I'm not going to go out of my way to screw their lives up. That don't make sense. But if they do some weirdo shit, they going to force my hand and they going to need to be held responsible. But I'm not going to go out of my way to try to ruin those people's lives. That's me treating what they did as a mistake. That's what that is. That's me treating it as it is a mistake. And me, even though I've been speaking on it, I am moving on from the subject or the matter. I'm not trying to make a thing happen. You understand? Remember, some of the worst people are going to always complain about how other people don't let shit go while they let nothing go. You understand what I'm saying? They'll be telling you about why they doing evil to some person for some shit that happened 4 and 5 years ago. But if something happened to that same person today, if that person brings it up tomorrow, they're going to say that that person is wrong. They should have let it go. You understand? And as far as the Breakfast Club is concerned, I don't think I've not been a person. I understand what the Breakfast Club is. I'll say that much. Is that fair? I understand what they are. That's beautiful. If I had the camera turned around, y'all could have seen. He came through in a beautiful way. Yeah, it's too hot outside. I'm trying to stand under the shade so my phone will just get cool and shit. The phone is overheating and shit. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. They got the situation that's going on with homegirl that's on the Breakfast Club now, where she's in an argument with some trans lady. The trans women want to be called trans women, but a regular woman, if she doesn't want to be called a cis woman, y'all got an issue? So I don't know what the problem is. I don't understand it. Everybody have to call them a trans woman, but a woman that's a regular, naturally born woman that don't want to be called a cis woman, she can't just be called a woman? So I don't get it. I'm confused. That sounds like hypocrisy. That sounds like you're telling other people, that sounds like you're trying to do something to other people that you're crying about people doing to you. And I know it's not all trans, so I'm not trying to say it's all trans. I'm literally only talking about the ones that's engaging in this conversation and they're on that principle. Like, we really need to protect women, fam. Like, that's a protection of women. Why can't women just be called women? I don't understand. I don't even know how this is an argument, to be honest with you. I don't even know how they could say any of these things online and there's not every comment other than a person that's a trans person saying you are fucking bananas. So you want to force everybody to call y'all, because remember, just so we could be clear, there was the thing where they were trying to say that trans women wanted people to get in trouble unless they called them a woman. Remember, and this is not me attacking them. This is not even me defending women as much as me saying that this is her hypocrisy. You understand? I'm not even really defending women right now. We all need to defend women. Don't get this confused. But I'm just explaining that I believe their position to be a hypocrisy. You understand? You can't say that you have to call me what I want to be called or you're doing something wrong. But when somebody else want to be called something, you say that you're not. Yeah. All right? But when somebody else want to be called something, you basically say that you don't want to call them that and you have an issue with them being called what they want to be called. You want to beef with them when they want to be called what they want to be called. But everybody better call you what you want to be called or you want to send them to jail. You want it to be a whole crime. Now, this is the part that everybody seems to forget. First, trans women, they were the fight. And I'm not saying all trans women, obviously. I'm just saying that there was a group, selection of them, a part of their community that was fighting to be called women. They didn't want people to call them trans women. They wanted to just be called women. When that failed, now they want us to stop calling women women. Now women can't be called women because you couldn't be called women. Now women have to be cis women because you couldn't be called a woman. So it's bananas. Obviously, I'm not talking about all trans women, because I'm not here to do that. I'm not even trying to badmouth the LGBTQ community. We're not doing that neither. I'm just saying if a woman wants to be called a woman, why the hell can't she? That's it. That's bananas to me. That because trans women can't be called women, now women can't be called women. That's bananas. But y'all voted for Biden. So Just Hilarious is dealing with that. And then DJ Academics made a comment about her looking like a dude. Put up exclusive drops. He says it's like they trying to change God's laws. I'm not even speaking on that particular principle at this moment. Because when you speak about that, sometimes I'm going to lose people because what they're going to say is every single thing that you say is basically always wrapped in God. Now, everything I say is wrapped in God, but I can't always say God. So right now, I don't want to talk about the principle of actually trying to change genders or be a different gender other than what you are. That's a whole different conversation, but I do understand what you're saying. What I'm basically saying is when we're talking about it at a different level, on a macro level, why can't a woman just be called a woman? She's a woman. So for how many thousands of years the earth has been around, there's been a denotation of what we call women. And now all of a sudden that's changed and it's different. Because there's a group of people who are born as men that want to call themselves women, and us as a society won't accept that. So now the actual women can't be called women either. That's what they're saying, right? Trans women are saying that women can't be called women. They have to be called cis women. Tell me where the law's at. With that being said, I don't want to talk about the whatever. I'm just talking about it's a hypocrisy to say that you want people to call you one thing, but you won't call people what they want to be called. That's just a hypocrisy, fam. That's what I'm saying, and that's what we're speaking on. Protect women, fam. Whatever race, whatever gender, whatever race, whatever creed, whatever theology, whatever. Like, we men, like, you should feel good when you do something that helps protect the woman. Like, that should make you feel good as a man, fam. He said, Axe says she looked like Vegeta. I'm not going to stand here and make fun of that woman. They like making fun of all women specifically whenever there's a hair issue going on. I'm not going to pile on. You can laugh, though. And I don't dislike Just Hilarious, but I don't particularly like her. I don't think she's funny. I think she said a couple of things that I thought were humorous, but I think in the grand scheme of things that she's just an insulting person. She just insults you and laughs. So I don't necessarily find her humor engaging for me particularly. So I might not want to laugh at her even more because I don't really, I don't laugh with her. So I definitely don't want to laugh at it. Just saying. I think we just got to be more mindful, fam. I think that the world needs more caring. I think people have just decided that caring is bad. So people, they shame you if you care. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be cold-hearted. If you're not cold-hearted, they shame you. If you care, they shame you. If you try to be helpful, they shame you. You understand? So that's the society that we currently live in. There's a reason why negative content is more makes more money than positive content. There's a reason for that. Because when you out there being negative, you don't have no one trying to destroy you, fam. When you out there being negative, you have people helping you. You don't have people trying to destroy you. When you out there being positive, you got a ton of people that's trying to destroy you. You got the people that they don't want to believe there's any good in the world. So their whole thing is to try to make you do something that they could say you're doing something wrong. They insult you, and if you respond, see, I told you that wasn't a good person. They say something to you, and if you say something back, they pretend their feelings was hurt. I told you that wasn't a good person. You understand? So positivity is, you don't, if you want to have a difficult life, go try to help people. If you don't care how difficult your life is, that's a better way to say it. If you don't care how difficult your life is, go try to help people. Because the more you try to help people, the more evil people are going to come to you. You might not have enough good people around you to help you. The evil people might start outnumbering the good people. Then what you going to do? You know what I'm saying? That's when your character really comes into question. The good people might start outnumbering the bad people, fam. The people trying to destroy you might outnumber the people trying to help you. What is your heart going to do then? Are you going to turn to the evil people? Are you going to start doing what the evil people want you to do? Or are you just going to keep with the struggle? That's when your character is really being tested. How long could you live in misery because you refuse to help Satan? Sometimes that's what serving God is. Living in misery because you're refusing to help Satan. Sometimes that's what it is. Sometimes that's what you're doing for God. That's it. Just living a hard life because you know the only way your life could be easy is if you help Satan. So you just say, fuck it. You don't want to help Satan. I'll just live a hard life. Battery is about to die. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Put it in the chat. My battery is about to die. What time is it? It's only going on 11. I mean, I could literally just go in the house and plug this bitch in, right? Let's go in the house. I'm going to go in the house and plug this bitch in. Not no big rush. How do you think your faith is tested? You think your faith is tested when you get what you want? Your faith ain't tested when you get what you want. Your faith is tested, and you should just know this because this is how most of the stories go, is that God takes everything from you and allows Satan to come to you and tell you that he's going to give everything to you. You understand? That's how your faith is really tested. Y'all out here thinking people are, being punished by God because their life is fucked up, when in reality, maybe they're getting prepared. Just saying. I always say you could tell how blessed somebody is by how many people want to destroy them. Satan never wants to destroy people that's helping Satan. Why would Satan want to destroy somebody that's helping him? So you can always tell how much God loves somebody by how much Satan attacks them. So literally, if you see Satan constantly attacking a person, you should know that God loves them. And besides the fact it probably says that in the Bible more times than I can fucking count. Part of my language. Now you tell me somebody you know that get attacked more than me by Satan. Tell me somebody. Fucking fly. They just at the door every 5 minutes. I'm gonna open the door. I think it's like the fucking vacuum. When you open the doors, it's gonna like drag them in the house. Now I'm gonna have to deal with them. I hope he stayed outside. I already got like one of them bitches that came in here. Fuck. I think those dudes just want me to watch them play basketball, fam. I think they just want me at the park so I can watch them play basketball. I think that's what the thing is. I don't understand those guys. I think they just want me to watch them play basketball. You know, like the kids. So you know how the kids just want you to watch them do shit? I think them dudes just want me to watch them play basketball, fam. They don't actually want to play with me. They just want me to watch them. Like when you go to the park and the kids just want you to watch them do a thing. Any regard. And anything else y'all guys want to talk about? I got this shit plugged in. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We could stay on for a little while longer. I'm not in no big rush. We only got 20 likes, so I don't think I'm doing such a good job this morning. So, yeah, I don't think I'm doing it. It's only 20 likes in here, fam. I don't think I'm doing a good job this morning. Maybe I should get out of here. Maybe. It's only 20 likes, man. Probably not doing a good job today. Yeah. I mean, there's already been about, I think, 300 people in the chat, and I only got 20 likes. I'm probably killing. I'm probably just doing terrible today. I should probably just end the live, right? Anything else y'all want to talk? I'm just gonna end the live. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Obviously, I'm not doing a good job today. I should probably get off early. Making the show longer isn't gonna make it better. Obviously. All right, now y'all don't have nothing else y'all want to talk about. Everybody, just have a beautiful day today. Hope you're doing better at your job this morning than I'm doing at mine. Just go out there and do something worth doing and stamp God's name on it, fam. We need more love in the world, caring. There's such a lack of caring for one another. We need more of that. Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang. #GrownSpoons. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't